Hey guys, it's Dave, and I hope you're really enjoying your time in this group so far. We spent some time in the first week kind of getting organized, kind of figuring out who your ideal customer is, and then we spent some time in week 2 focused on prospecting techniques, okay? And specifically, we talked about the 5-step invitation prospect for customers and also for coaches, and I'm going to go into that a little bit more in depth today with regards specifically to our What is Coaching group. So before I get into that, I want to explain to you a little more about the What is Coaching group so that you have a good understanding of what you're actually inviting people to come and do. Okay, so what it's going to be is it's going to be a 5-day group. Okay, so it's not 7, it's just 5 days. What they're going to see in that group is they're going to have an opportunity to get a free look at our business without any risk or obligation to become a coach. It's none of that. We're just looking for people to take a free look at what it is to be a coach. What they're going to see when they get into that group is a couple of posts every day. One of those posts will be, and most of them are going to be video, if not all of them are going to be video, but one of them will be related to some aspect of what we do as coaches. It might be, how do you run a challenge group, or what is a challenge group, or that sort of a thing. It might be a little bit of something addressing an objection. A lot of people have concerns that this is going to be a big time consumer for them, or maybe that they don't have the money to do it. And so, we've got people telling stories, talking about those things so that they can address those objections, which your people inevitably have, but they may not just be bringing them up to you, okay? Then the second post is just going to be a story, and these stories are designed to relate to your prospects. So we've got a lot of different stories that are available. Some of them are sort of, pick and choose, if you will. But, we have stories from stay-at-home moms. We have stories from busy corporate guys. We have stories from people who lost a lot of weight. We have stories from people who were personal trainers and got involved. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give a sort of wide variety of stories so that your prospect, whether they're, if they're a stay-at-home mom, busy corporate guy probably doesn't speak to them. But that video with the stay-at-home mom, and there's more than one, is something that is really going to speak to them and really going to get them to say, oh, wow, if that person did it, maybe I can do it. Okay, so that's really what the What is Coaching group is all about. It's just an opportunity for them to get to know us a little bit better, okay? So hopefully you're comfortable with that. If you have questions about that, ask either me or whoever is facilitating your group to explain it a little bit more. I want to assure you, though, that what we're not doing is coming in with a hard anvil sales pitch, right out of the gate. The last day, we're definitely going to say to your people who come into the group, okay, you've had an opportunity to get to know the person that invited you. You have had an opportunity to get to know a lot of other people on our team and learn more about our business. Are you interested in being a coach? So understand that we're trying to kind of take some of that burden away from you to, maybe explain things. I think sometimes people have a tendency to get into this mode where they think they need to know everything before they can do anything. The idea here is for you to just focus on one behavior, and it's just inviting people into that group. The group is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So, like I said, we've introduced you to this 5-step process. I want to talk to you about this, and I'm going to sort of give you some ideas of how to make it work with the What is Coaching group, and then also how to make it work after you're outside of this group. Okay, and also I'll just say we should be running What is Coaching groups on an ongoing basis. So, if you've got a prospect and somebody you think would be a really good coach and you're not in one of our, boot camp groups, post in the regular Fit Club Network coaches group that you've got somebody you might want to add, and does anybody have a What is Coaching group going on? The group should be really the same. There's a whole script for all this stuff that I've come up with, and the group should all be very, very similar. So don't be afraid to go out and look for a group if you're not in a boot camp, as you graduate from this and kind of move on to your career as a coach. Let's talk a little bit about the 5-step coach invitation process. So again, there were 2 scripts that we had you look at, or 2 videos from Tommy that we had you look at. One was for customers, one is for coaches. I'm just focused on the coach one, okay? So as we're going through this, step 1 is the invite. I love the way Tommy puts this, and Tommy's a good friend of mine, and he always sort of has a great way of putting things. He says, when so first of all, you're looking for the right person, right? Now, I am always looking for customers. That's not necessarily the only people you should be looking for. I mean, I don't want to limit you in any way. If you have somebody you think would be really great for this business, hey, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and use this script with them and bring them into the What is Coaching group. But this is where I always start. I always start with my customers. I am really diligent about packing challenge groups full of people every month so that I've always got a list of prospects that come pretty much straight out of my challenge groups. And I'll say one thing about that. That's easy because when I start to have the conversation with those folks about what we do as coaches, it's easy for me to just say, hey, remember the challenge group that I had you in? And they go, yeah. And I said, okay, remember I just invited you into that group and you decided you were going to do P90X3 or PIO or whatever it may be. And you say, yeah. And then you got in the group. I remember that. And then you got great results. Yeah, I remember that. And then I asked you if you thought about ever being a coach before. Do you remember that? And they go, yeah. And I said, okay, that's all I do. It's nothing more complicated than that. So it becomes easy to teach because it's the process they've been through. So that's really why I focus on customers. But again, I don't want to limit you to that. That's how I do it. You know, this is your business and you have the ability to do it how you want. Little bit about the 5-step process. Okay, first of all, the invite. I love this idea from Tommy of praise, disarm, and ask. Praise them for how well they've done so far. Disarm them by making it a no pressure thing. That's really easy with the What is Coaching group. And then ask if they've ever considered becoming a coach. I do this a lot. I just watch the people in my challenge groups, and those people who are super engaged and doing really well, inevitably I just say, hey, I have noticed you are doing super well. That is amazing, and you should be really proud of your results so far. I'm wondering if you've ever thought about taking a look at what we do as coaches. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about that, you know, and we can just have a conversation. You know, it's not a yes or no thing. If you don't want to be a coach, that's fine. Just keep being an awesome customer and keep helping me support this challenge group in the way you're already doing, and nothing has to change. Usually people have already thought about it, which is I think the other thing that I like about challenge groups is inevitably people start to pay attention to who is this coach person and what do they do, and they go poking around on my Facebook profile, on my page, and they go to teambeachbody.com and they get information and they've sort of already thought about it. That's at least what I find in a lot of cases. So that's really step one. Step one is super simple. Then we have this idea of bridging step one to step two, you know, which I really like, and it's kind of an interview process, right? This is really important to slow down with people, okay? When somebody says to me, answers the question, yeah, actually, I have thought about becoming a coach. My instant thing isn't to send them a link to go sign up. I have to control myself, I'll be honest with you. Even today, I still have to just go, okay, that's exciting and that's awesome. Slow down, okay? This is where I really have to put my foot on the brake pedal and slow myself down. So what Tommy says here is, why don't I ask you a few questions? We can go from there to see if this is something that would work for you and if it's the right fit. Okay, when you do that, you're giving somebody a clear indication that what we do isn't for everybody, and you really want to know whether it's right for them and whether there's something in it that's going to benefit them. You've got to find that out. Tommy, I think, has some great things that you can talk to people about here, about, you know, being the proof the product works, you know, invite, personal development. I don't necessarily follow this script exactly, but again, I've been doing this for a while, so if this script helps you, feel free to use it, okay? I want to talk to people about their experience and their understanding of our products and belief behind our products, and what I really want to know most of all, and Tommy's got this included here, is have people noticed your transformation and are they asking you about it? Because if that's the case, you've got somebody who's got a list of prospects ready to go, okay? But I think that's really important, is to have that conversation and just slow down a little bit, you know, slow down a little bit. And, you know, I like this. Again, I'll just say this. I like this. I think this is helpful, but I think there's a danger to sitting with this in front of your face and going, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about the program and the group? Have a conversation with them, okay? Start to get comfortable having conversations, asking questions. If you feel awkward, ask more questions, okay? These are some good ideas of things to have that conversation about. Okay, so that's step 2, your interview. Step 3, again, this bridge idea, right? Great, you know, sort of sample message. From what you've told me, it sounds like coaching may be a really great fit for you. Just make absolutely certain, why don't I send you some information that explains it more? If I send you a video about coaching, would you have about 10 minutes to watch it and then schedule a time? That is a really important tip, okay? Don't just jump and send somebody a video or jump and invite them into a group. Okay, again, it's hit the brake pedal a little bit, slow down. What you really want to do is you want to say, if I did this, would you do that? So if I sent you a video about learning about coaching, would you watch it? Get their commitment to watch it. They may say no. Now, I've never had anybody say no to that one. They always go, oh, sure, no problem, great. When would you be able to watch it? Would you be able to watch it tomorrow and I could follow up with you maybe on Thursday? Today's Tuesday, but you know what I mean? Scheduling the time they're going to watch it and the follow-up. Now, that's if you're not going to invite them to the What is Coaching group. The script here is really simple for the What is Coaching group. The script is just, hey, I have an invitation. There's a whole invitation, and it's in the files section of this group. There's a specific invitation you can send them if you're dealing with somebody, an email or a messenger or whatever. If you're on the phone with them, you're going to have to adapt that a little bit. But what I would say to somebody is just, hey, I've got this group that we do, and we do about one a month. And basically what we do is we just open this group up to anybody who might be interested in taking a look at what coaching is all about. It's a 5-day group. There's going to be some videos from some different coaches who are on my team. You can kind of get an idea of who we are and what we do and see if maybe it's even a good fit for you. I don't want to put any pressure on you. If you get in there and you're having a great time, great. If you get in there and you're in there for a couple days and you decide it's not for you, that's fine too. Really, all I'm asking is that if I add you to this group, would you go into it with an open mind and take a look at the information that we have that's going to be a part of this Facebook group? Okay, and that's it. That's the simple thing. If they said no to that, my follow-up would be, okay, that's fine. I know you're super busy and maybe you don't have time for 5 days in a Facebook group. If I sent you a video that was about 10 minutes long, would you have time to look at that? So then transition to the video if they're not interested in the group. Okay, step 3 on Tommy's sheet is to send the video. And again, it's like send the video and go, hey, remember you said you were going to look at this whenever, you scheduled that time. Make sure you do. I'm going to follow up with you whenever you've set that date to follow up. If it's the What is Coaching group, add them to the group, give them a link to the group, and again, we've got in the files section, you'll find that whole invitation process for how you're going to get them into our group. Now, step 4 is where we're really kind of getting a little bit further apart between the video process and the What is Coaching process, because step 4 is follow up and confirm interest. So that's when you're like, hey, did you have a chance to watch that video? Well, in our What is Coaching group, it's not a 10-minute process, right? It's a 5-day thing. And again, the What is Coaching group really is the ultimate tool for you because I'm going to ask them. The group is going to ask them, hey, are you interested? The group is going to do a lot of step 4 for you. So it's taking a lot off of your plate. But I do want you to sort of watch this and again, help them get through this process. Sometimes there's going to be a conversation there, okay? They're going to raise some concerns with you. Understand this, and we talked about this in the mindset portion of sponsoring new coaches. Understand this. If you've gotten them this far, they're very, very interested. Any conversation you're going to have is really just going to be answering questions. That's the way you need to look at it, and you need to address the questions. This is not them saying no, okay? This is saying, wow, yes, I'm concerned about whatever, okay? You need to address those concerns. If you're struggling with that, talk to your sponsor. See if you can get on a 3-way call. I do 3-way calls for my coaches all the time where they're not really comfortable yet addressing some of these objections and they are intimidated by them. They think what they're hearing is no, 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 instead of what they're really hearing is yes, 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 just please tell me that it works like this and I'm so involved. And that's all you really, really need to do. So then, step 5 is probably the easiest part of all. That is just the enrollment process. Again, you're presenting options. This is the exact same thing I would do whether it's a What is Coaching group or a follow-up group, and it's really exactly what I do. I present people the options, and I let them know that the challenge pack is by far the best option for them. You're getting a smoking deal on a fitness program and our #1 product, Shakeology, which if you're not going to take Shakeology, being a coach for you is not really a viable thing anyway. and it's going to waive your coach fee. So it's such a smoking deal for people. That is usually leads me to a lot of success, which leads to a lot of Success Club points, which leads to a lot larger success in this business. All right, thank you for your time today. Thanks for your time in the group. I know some of these videos have gotten kind of long. I do appreciate your focus and ability to learn, and really more than anything else, just your activity. Inviting people into these groups is the activity we want you guys doing, and of course forming fitness challenge groups as well. But as far as coach prospecting goes, we want you to invite people into the groups, and I'm really happy with the progress we're making doing that. I have had an incredible 6 years with this company. It's dramatically changed my life, and I've seen it dramatically change the lives of a lot of other people. That's the gift you have to give to somebody. So go out there and give it.